back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you this dress I'm making for a client. So I figured I could just make a quick video and show you guys how to make it in case if anyone likes the style too. So basically this is just a fabric. I've cut out the front panel and then folded it into two, and then also cut out the back panel, folded it into two. But the difference between the front and the back is just that it has the zipper allowance of about 1.5 or so. So basically now all I have to do is just to go ahead up here and insert her shoulder measurement divided by 2, which her shoulder is 17, divided by 2 is going to be 8.5. Mark it here, and then and the width of the fabric you're going to just use like the bust measurement divided by 4, and her bust is 46.5. So, and then you're going to add seam allowance of sewing it. So after that you're going to come down here. Just all I'm doing here is just to draw a basic bodice pattern. I'm not using a princess dart here. It's just a basic bodice pattern. Come down 1 inch of shoulder slope, insert the armhole divided by 2, and then you're going to go ahead and mark a straight line down. And then after that, bust divided by 4, you're going to go ahead and mark that. And then you're going to also add in your seam allowance. You can do 1 inch of seam allowance or 1.5. And then come down to the waist measurement divided by 4. You mark whatever you get. And then plus 2 inches of sewing allowance. Sorry, 1 inch of sewing allowance, 1 inch of darting. Connect it. And then you're going to insert your dart. So for her dart, all I have to do is to do her nipple to nipple divided by 2, which is about divided by 2 is going to give me around 5.5. I'm going to go ahead and mark that here. And then from her shoulder to her bust, so her shoulder to her nipple is what you're going to use as the line. So I'm going to just do from the shoulder to the nipple, which is here, but my dart is going to stop 1 inch before that, which is 13. So connect that here and then mark half an inch on both sides. So this is the darting, and then I'm going to insert a basic neckline of 3 inches by 1 for the back and 3 inches by maybe 4 for the front. Connect it. So that's basically all you have to do now. Connect your shoulder slope, give it your armhole here, just a normal armhole. Come in here by halfway through 4.5 for me. Come in here half an inch, connect it here, and then join it. So this is going to be the front armhole, but the initial one I marked is going to be the back armhole, right? So all we have to do now is to just go ahead and cut out. So some of the things you're going to cut are different from, like in the front. Some things you can cut generally, and then when you separate it, you cut different. You cut out some things. So I'm just going to cut it here, and then cut out the side. And then the armhole, like I said, you're going to stick to the first armhole that you do. Once you separate it, then you can remove the excess for the front one. So now I'm going to separate the front. Once you separate the front, now you can go ahead and cut out the neckline for the front, right? And then the only thing I'm changing at the back is I'm going to come up at the center back at the point of where the zip is supposed to be by 1 inch. And then blend it into the edge of this cloth, right? You use your ruler. So blend it into the side seam allowance. This will help this back zip to relax. So now that I've done that, I'm going to cut out this excess here. So go ahead, cut this out. And then for the front, all I have to do now is just all I'm cutting out in front is just my this part of the armhole. And guys, don't forget, because I'm seeing now that I didn't cut out my shoulder slope. So you were supposed to, so let me place it back and show you guys. So you're also supposed to cut the shoulder slope while you were cutting it, right? The shoulder slope, meaning this 1 inch of shoulder slope here. So I'm just going to do that for the 2 of them. So you see, I've done that now. So guys, now we've done the bodice, just the basic bodice, right? And then the next thing we have to do is to take out what we are using for the bottom of her dress. So this is what I'm using here. So basically how you calculate this is just to calculate your shoulder to your waist, which is your half length. So for her is 18, right? 18 inches, right? And then the next thing you're going to calculate here is to calculate the shoulder to where she wants the length of the dress to be, which is 43. Subtract this from this, I have about 25 inches, right? So this 25 is the length of this dress here, because this bottom part is going to be joining to the top part. So, and then you're going to add extra 1.5 so that you can use 1 inch for the edge here to fold it in, and then use the 1/2 inch to join to the bottom of this, because remember, when you're cutting the length of these bodies, is going. So guys, now the next like I said, this shoulder to waist is going to be what you're going to do is basically your shoulder to your waist, like I said, is 18, but you're going to add extra 1 inch to it so that you can use that 1 inch as 1/2 inch to join to this 1/2 inch of the bottom here, and then the other 1/2 inch to join the shoulder slope together. So it does in total 1 inch. So her shoulder to waist on this one, the length was supposed to be 18, but it's 19 that I cut out. The width was supposed to be just her bust measurement divided by 4 plus my side seam allowance. So now for the width of this one, now how you're going to calculate it, it totally depends on you. You can do your waist measurement times 3 if you want excessive gather, because if you look at this dress, you find that it's gather that was used on it, right? So you can do the waist measurement times 3, or you can do the waist measurement times 2.5. It depends on you. So times 2.5 is what I'm actually using here, because the person doesn't want a lot of gather here. So this is it here. So this is the top part, this is the bottom part. So you're going to keep it aside. And another thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this and use you know how you run a loose stitch at the top so that you can use it together the waist, right? So that's how I'm going to use it together here so that I can attach it. That's how I'm going to make my gather, is what I'm trying to say. So now for the sleeve, we are going to just take out our fabric. So this is the top part of the sleeve, this is the bottom part. So how I got to the width I'm using here, you see there are 2 of them here, 2, right? So how I got the width I'm using here is just basically because this top part of the sleeve is going to end at her elbow. So what I have here is her shoulder to at least 1 inch before her elbow is what I have here. And then this one here starts wherever this one stops. So the width here is basically just her elbow, round that part, round the opening of this one times 2. So round the opening of this one is going to be 13 times 2. So the width I have here in total from here to here is 26 inches. So that's what I'm going to use for the gather at the end of this sleeve. And then the length is whatever you want yours to be. Mine is about, I think, 6 inches, because I'm still going to fold the edge and use 1/2 inch to join it to this part here. So now all I have to do is just to cut a basic sleeve. So you see this fabric is also folded this way. It's folded this way because I'm cutting the 2 sleeves once. So you're just going to go ahead and cut a basic sleeve. So guys, basically all you have to do is come down here for your cap height by 4 inches, mark a straight line, make sure that you have about your armhole plus at least 1 inch on this line, and then your armhole divided by 2 plus at least 1 inch, and then you're going to go up here, rule a line from the point to this point, whatever you have, divided by 2. So for me, halfway through mine is going to be about 6.5. Give it a curve below this way and a curve above, and then down here you're just going to insert round wherever the opening of this is going to be. For this one is right above the elbow, so it's 13 inches divided by 2 is going to be about 6.5. Mark that, add your 1 inch of sewing allowance, and then you're going to connect it to this point here. So that's basically it. All I have to do now is just to go ahead, notch this top here so that I know that this is the top part of my sleeve, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut from this point all the way down here. And then you're also going to cut, after you cut this, you straight down and then cut this one out. So that's basically it. So all I have to do is just to take this one, make the same gather again, and ruffle this at the end of this sleeve. So open this 2 up this way and then join it to the end of this sleeve here like this. Make a gather, join it here, and then close up my sleeve. I'm going to join it to the bodice. So I'm going to go ahead now and start to couple everything together, and you guys will see. So guys, you see I've gone ahead and joined one side here, of the sleeve, and then this is the second side. You see, I've joined the ruffle to the body, and then this is the body of the sleeve. You can use lining to turn yours over, but I'm using bias for it. And then this is what I was saying, run a straight stitch around the waist of your cloth so that you can make your girdle, and then you're not going to just take it. So this is going to be joined to this dress now, because I've already made my girdle, and then I've girded the pull the thread. So just run a loose stitch here, and then once you run the loose stitch on the waist, you pull the thread. So this is basically what I did. So see, even for the sleeve, I've gone ahead and finished up this one. So this one here is already done. So now all I have to do is just to join this to this, put in the sleeve, and then attach my zipper, and then I'll bring it back so you guys will see what it looks like. So guys, this is it here. The dress is done. As you can see, this is the bottom part of it, and then this is the sleeve part. This is just a very simple dress. Make the bodice, put the sleeve, attach a girdle at the end, and then this is the back side here. It has a zip going down all the way to the end. So this is basically it. Guys, this whole tutorial is just to show you guys what I'm making for someone. I made this for a client, so I figured I could as well make a YouTube video out of it at the same time. So that's basically this here. Thank you guys so much for your time, and I will see you in my next video. Guys, please subscribe to the channel and support me. Thank you so much, and bye.